been a problem for 12 years. He actually knows what the problem is. He says we don't have enough people. He proposes the budget. He's never asked for more people. He's never asked for more people. If that's the problem, why not ask the city council for more people? And I think we would have solved it. There is preferential treatment people for certain contracts. I get calls all the time from contractors say, I can't get a permit. I don't even do business in Yonkers. By the time I get my permit, 6 months is up and I can't even do the construction work. It's heavily weighted. Everything in this administration is heavily weighted towards the big developer. Everything is about the big developer. Whether it's Ratner or Capelli, that's who gets the priority treatment in this city. That's what we have to stop. That's what I'm going to stop.
All right, well, we're getting close to winding up here. I think it's late night for everybody. I'm going to ask each of you a separate question. The other can respond if he likes. They're a little. But Mr. Robertson, I think the question was about the Journal News reporting about your campaign funding in the last quarter, and a lot of people had some concerns that it seemed that perhaps the majority, actually, of your funding originated with a single source. There was some discussion of this recently.
The infamous Sammy Zerko, the Westchester Guardian. Sammy Zerko, the Westchester Guardian, is the head of the anti-cabal independence movement. Okay? I never met Sammy Zerko until a couple of months ago. The only person of the two of us who ever made a deal with Sammy Zerko was Mayor Amicone. And the deal was real simple. He was going to take the Independence Party line, the anti-cabal line, Native Sage, John Cater, Sammy Zerko, and others were trying to take the independence line. So they had a big party in New Rochelle. I didn't know. Mike Edelman, the guy who gets paid $200,000 from the Amicone campaign, take shots at me on News 12. Mike Edelman was the guest speaker at that dinner in New Rochelle. Big dinner, Westchester Integrity Party. That's what they call themselves. At the same time, this man had this paper called the Westchester Guardian. The publisher, Sammy Zerko. He's a multi-millionaire. He owns a tremendous amount of real estate. Yes, he owns a VIP club, a strip club in Manhattan. Evidently, Mr. Amicone took the Cavallo independence line. That's when Sammy Zerko said, whoa, maybe this elected official is not the guy I thought he was. Just like Ernie Davis wasn't the guy I thought he was, or the people in Greenberg weren't the people we thought they were. He clearly is on a mission, this man. And he ran Nader Sage. Let's not forget he ran Nader Sage on the independence line. And then Nader Sage got thrown off the independence line. And he wanted to know who the other candidate was. The other candidate was me. I was a Democratic candidate. Yes, he raised, I think I raised maybe $80,000, $85,000, far less than the $3 million my opponent here has raised over 4 years, most of it coming from developers, out-of-town developers. And I think it was less than $25,000 was the result of all the companies that this man owns. He has nothing to do with my campaign. He has another committee, evidently, the Citizens Against Injustice. He's doing his own thing. I've met this man a few times. You can't tell him what to do, that's for sure. But the big egregious act that this mayor committed was when he violated his First Amendment rights, because up until he broke his deal, he wasn't saying anything about Mayor Amicone. He broke his deal, then that's when he started to work in his newspaper. Phil didn't like what he was saying, so he had all the newspapers thrown away. Clear violation of his First Amendment rights. You know, I don't like what a lot of the papers say about me, but I can't go into City Hall and throw the papers away. That's unbelievable. Put us into a 40 plus another $200 million lawsuit as a result of that, simply because he didn't like what he was saying. So, I mean, money, I have the money, I spent the money, you know, being outspent 12 to 1, but there's no relationship, there's no deals. It's just somebody who was more interested in getting him unelected, I assure you that, than getting me elected.
Mayor, before you respond to that,
Oh, I got it.
you probably do want to, but the remaining question for you is directly in line with that. All right, so it just says, what's your take on freedom of the press?
Okay, good. My take on freedom of the press is the same as yours. Freedom of the press is absolutely the law of the land, and I support it. Now let's talk about Sammy Zerko. $3 million? I'd love to know where it is. $3 million I earned? All my money, if you want to know where my money is, if you want to know who gave it to me, the many hundreds of people in the city who contributed to my campaign, Go online, Board of Elections, you can see the name of every single person or company that has ever contributed. And you know why they're contributing? Because they believe that we're doing the right thing for youngsters, and they love the direction the city is going, and they want to support that. That's why the hundreds of people, and the many small businesses, and the many medium-sized businesses are supporting my campaign, and I thank them for it, and I guarantee you, their money will be well invested in a great city. Sam Zerka, I never had to deal with that man. I wouldn't deal with that man if it was crossing the street. Sam Zerka has provided a third of the funding to my opponent, a third of it. And in addition to that, has bought almost $20,000 worth of TV time to attack me, and in some cases also attack me and say, vote for my opponent. That's what he's done. He's given him TV time, he's given him ads in his newspaper. In fact, he wasn't even going to pay for the ads in his newspaper until we brought it out. And the day before his filing, a check was written to pay for one of the ads. Sam Zerka is somebody who is abusing the privileges that he has in this country. You know, he's suing 15 municipalities in Westchester County for the exact same thing. That's 15 municipalities, not just the city of Yonkers. And he sued New York City for the same thing. And when we removed those boxes, you're darn right we did. We removed the boxes that were obstructing sidewalks. We removed the boxes put inside City Hall, which no one is allowed to do. And we didn't remove all of the boxes. We removed about a third of them, and then sent them a letter and said, you can come and pick up your boxes, and you can put them out again, but they have to be in compliance with the law, the same law everybody else has to live up to. Now, I would really like to know why my opponent is accepting money from a guy who's suing the city for $400 million. Why would you accept money from anybody who is suing your city that you want to represent for $400 million? And then have the nerve to say let's pass a law and make Amiconi's campaign liable for it and indemnify the city? That's ridiculous. You defend your city for doing the job that'll maintain your city, and that's exactly what our workers did. They pulled off the streets, those which obstructed the sidewalks. They pulled out of City Hall those machines which nobody can put in City Hall. By the way, there's a desk, and you've all seen it if you've walked into City Hall, and anybody who has a newspaper can put it on that desk. He refused to put them there, and he actually walked in and planted a machine. They walked out into the middle of Central Avenue and handed out papers in the middle of traffic, and they were given summonses for that. Those were the summonses they were answering today in court. Sam Zerka, I don't have any respect for Sam Zerka. It's got nothing to do with his opinion of me. I don't care what his opinion of me is. You know what? There are people whose opinion of me is bad. I count that as I actually count that as a reward for not dealing with people of his ilk. But he's funding his campaign. Just remember, you can go online and see it.